everyone, it's Ashley with Modern Gardener, and as you can see before me, we are going to be growing microgreens and sprouts. None of us have done this before, so this is going to be a big learning experience, and I hope we don't make anyone sick or kill anything. We thought this would be a great project for the upcoming winter months and the short cold days. You can do this in your apartment, on your kitchen table. If you have kids or grandkids, it's a great project to do with them. And in the end, you have a healthy snack to eat, which is the best. We also wanted to do a video where we're comparing the two, microgreens and sprouts, side by side, just to see the different process, the different growing rates. Throughout the video, we've interviewed master microgreens grower Rob Bauman about his experience growing microgreens, so we'll get some tips and tricks from a pro. And if you like this video and it makes you want to be a modern gardener, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and subscribe to our Modern Gardener YouTube channel. So for the microgreens, we have radish, parsley, lemon basil, carrot, garlic chives, spinach, pearl onions, broccoli, beets, arugula, Swiss chard, and peas. But it doesn't stop there. We have a special. We are going to be growing corn shoot microgreens. Unbelievable. These grow in complete darkness, so this is going to be a kind of a special bonus. For the microgreens, we're going to be growing 2 trays. These are 10 by 20 trays. They're just a standard tray. We have these inserts that are called 5x5s. It was recommended to grow in the 5x5 so that we could grow a variety of microgreens, because who doesn't like variety? If you don't, tell us why. You can reuse the trays though, right? Like the 5x5, can you reuse those?
5x5, you can, I would, you'll see. It's a very flimsy, cheap, and inexpensive tray.
Okay.
And the roots, you'll see that the root mass goes right through it.
Yeah.
And so cleaning, the amount of time you'd have to take to clean and sanitize that tray is really not worth it. It's recyclable, put it in the recycling bin. And your bigger trays, you can. I would sanitize them. I would use like a hydrogen peroxide or a bleach solution or something to kind of make sure you kill any mold or pathogen that's built up in that before you start again.
One tray we're going to be using a potting mix for the 1 tray of microgreens. The other microgreen tray we're going to be using this hydroponic material. This is a special type of paper. We just wanted to see the difference between how the microgreens will grow. Why would you recommend a first-time grower using soil rather than a hydroponic material?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, a lot of people like hydroponic. It sounds cool, it's trendy, but the thing is, soil is so much easier. And that's why I would recommend it, because soil holds a lot of moisture. Most of your hydroponic mediums are relatively thin, and so they don't hold a lot of excess moisture. And that's the #1 problem you're going to run into in growing microgreens is you're going to forget, it's going to dry out, and once it dries out and it dies, it's really hard or almost impossible to bring back. So it's just a lot more forgiving.
That makes
sense. That's why I like to just start with a good pottingless, you know, a soilless potting mix, you know, a starter mix or something like that.
Okay, cool. We're going to be growing 2 different types of sprouts. These are regular quart-sized mason jars, really common, with stainless steel lids. Let's talk about sprouting a little bit. So can you sprout anything?
No, so that's the key difference really between sprouting and microgreening. In sprouting, what we're doing is we're growing it in a water instead of a soil or a hydroponic medium. Then we're eating the root, the radicle, and the whole piece of the plant, right? So the difficulty with that is that a lot of seeds, you can't do that. They're mucosal seeds, such as a basil, that if you grow a basil, it's like a chia, or chia is another one, right? Where you form this gel coat around the seed. If you try sprouting that only in a water medium, then it rots. Okay. And so that's why you've never eaten basil sprouts, you know, or some mustard sprouts. So some mustards are mucosal. Some other things like cilantro have a really hard seed coat. And it takes a long time for the moisture to penetrate, for the seed to start and germinate. That's why a lot of people, their experience with sprouts is alfalfa, clover, kind of boring, right? In microgreening, we're now able to do a lot of those things that you couldn't do as a sprout, and we're able to grow them out, so the basils and cilantros. And that's why microgreening has become so popular, is because you get these wonderful, nice flavors that you haven't experienced as sprouts because it's not possible.
And you get a little more volume too.
So, yeah, exactly, yeah. And it's just a little greener, it's a little more like what you're used to eating, right? You just watched part 1 of our 3-part series on microgreens and sprouts. Click on this video to see part 2, and click here to subscribe to our Modern Gardener YouTube channel.